and today I'm going to teach you how to use our online catalog. There's all kinds of things you can do on there. First and foremost, you can search for books. That's most of what it's for. But you also have an account with it. If you have a library card, you have a little catalog account with the library, and you can do all kinds of things with that. You can actually reserve books. You can uh, you can look at what you have out and renew it, whatever you need to do. And you can also suggest books to us. Like if we don't have a book that you're looking for, you can suggest it to us filling out a little form, and we can try and get it. It's really neat. So first thing, you have to go to our website. And that's at bristowlibrary.okpls.org. And once you're on our homepage, you go to catalog and click on this button. It'll open a new tab and take you to our catalog. So first thing that you see here is this what's new scrolly bar. And these are the I think 20 newest books that we have in our system. And most of these were entered last week. And it gives you a little, whenever you hover over the book, it gives you a little comment saying, "Oh, this is kind of what it's about." It's pretty cool. And then you have a search bar. But what I want to show you today is how to use your account. So you go over here, up to the top right corner, and click on Log On. And it'll pop up this little form. And for everybody who has a library card, you have a little sign in. And your username is the first letter of your first name, and then your whole last name, all lowercase. And then your password is just the year you were born. For instance, if you were born in 1986, then your password would be 1986. It's just 1986. If you were born in 2000, your password is just 2000, 2000. That's all it is. So you sign into here, and the first thing you see is your reserves tab. And I have nothing reserved, so it's not showing anything for me. But if you have books reserved, if you use Overdrive or the Libby app, they'll show up right here. And then if you have a book reserved with us, they'll be right here. And whenever you reserve a book, once it comes in, if it was checked out by somebody else, once it comes in, we'll call you and say, "Hey, this book just came in. Do you still want it on reserve?" And if you say yes, we'll put a little bookmark in it and write the first two letters of your first name and the first three of your last name and put them on a reserve shelf. That way, you can come in and go over to the reserve shelf and you can look for that book with the bookmark. And that's a really, really nice way of having things on reserve, but still out for people to see that that's a book. If they wanted to read it, they can reserve it. So if you go to Items Out tab, you see I have a couple DVDs out. And this will show everything you have checked out with the date it's due, if you have any fees on it, like if you were a couple days late, and how many times you've renewed it. Now the limit's 2. You can renew it twice. And I'll show you what happens if you try to renew it past that point. So you can renew it on, you can renew them on here. So you either check all these check mark boxes, or you can just click select all if you want them all renewed, and you click renew. Now it's not going to let me because I've already exceeded the limit, and it'll tell you item with this barcode number couldn't be renewed because your circulation renewal limit is exceeded. So I can't renew it 3 times. And then if you go to fines, I have no fines or fees. If you do have fines or fees, it'll show up here. Now, account, I'm not going to show you what mine looks like because it's all contact information for us. So, like, if you move, you can put that contact information in there, and it'll update our end of the system. That way, we can stay in touch. Now, interests. You can you have my book bags and my watch lists. For a book bag, you can create different book bags, and like say you want to, if you wanted to create a book bag, and this is just kind of what you're looking at, wanting to read or watch. You can create new book bag, and I'm gonna name mine uh, books to read, and save it, and it'll show me I don't have anything in that book bag. Now with watch lists, see, it gives me a little warning because apparently I don't have a valid email address on my record. And that's when you'd call us and say, hey, what's going on here? And it'll kind of give you a hint saying what it is, if you can't find an item you're looking for, or if you would like to see more of a particular author, series, or subject, you can add terms to a watch list. And then you'll receive email notifications. That's why you have to have an email address. And then on any of these, if you click this little question mark, it'll pop this up and say, hey, this is what all this is. And this is really helpful to read through. So I encourage you to kind of explore on this and click on all the question marks and see what's up. Now, history, you can actually look at everything you have ever checked out ever. So for 1 year, I don't think I've checked anything out besides those DVDs. So I'll say 10 years. And you can click retrieve, and it'll show everything that you've checked out and when you checked out. Which is really nice if you're wondering whether you've already checked out a book or not. And you can do a little trick with this. If you click Control F on your keyboard, it'll pop up this little finder box, this little search box, and you can look for Pirates Caribbean, and it'll show you, hey, you checked this out before. This is where And there's the other one. And you can click on that. And it'll show you, hey, this is what this was. Now, if you go to, you can print this out. That's what that little printer is. Now, if you go up here to suggest, you can actually suggest a book or movie or whatever to us. Like, say you have a book that we don't have, you can't find in our system. Then you can type it up here and we can actually look for it. And if we really don't have it in the library, then we can see if we can order it. So I've already got a book that I want to suggest. It's a very good book. And the easiest thing you can do is go to goodreads.com and search for it. I'll show you what that looks like. You can search for it and it'll pop up here. And here's the title. I'm going to copy that and paste it in here. And then the author is right here. I'm going to copy that and paste it in the author slot. And then the ISBN number, which is very important so we make sure we get the right book, is if you click on more details down here, you'll have ISBN, and you can use either number, but I recommend using the ISBN 13 number over here because that usually seems to be the better one to use. And then material type, it's a book. And then you click down here, and if it's a series like this one, it's part of the Young Wizards series, you can come down here and say, this is book number 1 of Young Wizards. And for some books, if you, like, say it's a textbook and you wanted a certain edition, because sometimes some editions seem better than the others, then you can type that in, say, oh, this, 9th edition is better than 16th edition for some reason. Then you can type that down there. And then you click suggest, and it'll tell you, hey, your request for So You Want to Be a Wizard was placed successfully. And you can suggest some more books, and we will see if we can find it and whether we do want to order it or not. Sometimes we just can't find it, or it's too expensive sometimes, like for one book bag, because textbooks, for instance, are very expensive sometimes. But this is a really nice feature, and it sends an email to our director, and she'll decide what we do. And it's really nice because we get to see what you guys want, not what's a big book right now, or, oh, here's a bunch of books from a certain genre. Let's hope somebody checks out a bunch of them. But this way, we can see what you guys want. So, other things you can do here. You can see my books to read book bag has popped up here, and you can view it. My items, that just takes you back to your interests and all that.